Welcome into another exciting episode of The Scene. I'm your host, Bubba Starts, and you are here tonight for Love Noise. This is our weekly music and artist review show. I am so excited for our guest tonight, a young man that I have an immense amount of respect for. They got a new album out with his band, Swedish Meatball. But before we bring in our esteemed guest, bring in our co-host, as always, I am joined by Wild Willie. What's shaking, Willie?
Not much, just finishing up homework.
Yeah, always. That's school for you. You and Reed can commiserate on that later. Our other co-host, Brad Stewart from Music Mogul AI. Brad, no homework for you.
I have plenty of homework. I'm not in school, but I have lots of homework, so I can still relate.
Well, I'm excited to bring in our friend Reed Rankin from Swedish Meatball. You guys are in for a treat tonight. Reed, welcome to the show.
Hey guys, thanks Bubba.
What's going on?
Yeah, a pleasure. So Reed grew up out here, not too far from where I live now in South Dakota, but he's actually going to school out at the South Dakota School of Mines and Technology, which is in Rapid City, where I grew up out in that area in the Black Hills. So we're kind of playing tag. I forgot to tell you that I was out in the hills last weekend, Reed. That's my fault, man. It was a last second thing.
Well, I was in Mitchell last weekend, so
yeah, we passed each other on I-90.
Yeah, probably
twice. Well, Reed, I always like to kind of start the show off by giving our guests a little bit of time to just kind of give us a little bit of your backstory. I know it's not a very long one. You're a young man just beginning your life and career, but we'd still like to know a little bit about you before we get into the episode. So the floor is yours, bud.
Yeah. This will actually be my 10th year playing guitar, so it's been a while actually, and so I used that to write my own music and everything for a while until high school. I found a couple of my buddies and wanted to start a band. So I'm in fact the only surviving, lasting original member. Everyone's alive, but in high school, I got together with a drummer, a bassist, and a singer, and we did our thing and started in 2022, that November. Played a couple talent shows and Corn Palace a few times. So then the following spring is where we really kicked off. We invited our singer Bo Schoenfelter to join, and he had a lot to bring to the table, a lot of creativity and lyrics. So that was good. And we got, we cycled through drummers and finally landed on one. And got a bassist a couple years ago, Bon Weeks. He's a good guy, sticking around. He's still living in Mitchell, but we're all going to come up here to Rapid this summer and do our thing, practice and get shows. We just released our album. It took us about 2.5 years to record, actually. Tomorrow was released over 2 years ago, the single. And before that, it was still being recorded for 6 months at least. So the past 2 years have been busy with school, and everyone's in different towns at doing college and their own thing. So we kind of got together over the summer and over winter break, and in my little studio in Mitchell, recorded everything for 7-song album, and spent the whole spring mixing and mastering it to sound as good as I, think it could be. So
I think that's awesome, man. As someone who, got a few of his buddies together in high school, and those things never really went anywhere. And then I've spent most of my life playing music with musicians that were much older than me. I really, I'm a little jealous that you've been able to kind of find a group of friends, and you're all, relatively around the same age and points in your life to be able to build this thing. I think that's just so cool. And I'm really proud to know you, proud to call you a friend, and really happy that I get to kind of sit back and follow your career now. So you self-produced this album, huh?
Yes, it took a lot of work, a lot of research, a lot of influences went into it, but I bought some gear, saved some money, and got her done. I think it sounds really good compared to a lot of things, but I'm proud to say I self-produced it. It was a really good experience.
Yeah, no one can ever take all of that away from you. Now, I kind of jokingly said that you and Willie can, commiserate over homework and whatnot. So Willie's actually going to school for music production with Full Sail right now. Although he's, not fresh out of high school like you were and dove right in. He's a little bit older than that. He actually looks older on camera than he actually is. But I promise you, he's still a young feller himself. Willie, can you kind of you and Reed, you got some questions for Reed before we get into listening to his music?
No, how was that balance? I know you said you did it around school. Did you perform while you were in school as well, or did you just kind of?
Yeah, it was kind of awful, getting gigs and everything. We had a lot going on, sort of still in high school, and then we played a lot over the summer. That's kind of when everyone contacts us, and then like school rolls around, and I just go 4 hours west, and everybody's still East River. So I'm like, all right, guys, we're just gonna wait 9 months or maybe play over the winter break. But it was awful to coordinate everything and all that. But we already had lots of songs written, so just going back and forth to record them was doable.
Right on. I got a lot of respect for you to do that and still finish school.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you. I mean, I got a few years left, but
Hey, well, you did 1 semester or 1 year. That's
2 years. 2
oh,
years.
2 years. Okay, yeah. See, so you have some success there. Don't sell yourself short.
Yeah, still working on it.
Very cool.
I think Brad is froze again.
Oh, sorry.
That would have been a screenshot worthy moment right there, though.
Sorry. I didn't realize I was frozen. I was answering a quick message from someone. But yeah, it's definitely, that's good, man. You got to stay in there and keep going. It sounds like you're passionate and you've got direction. You know what you want to do, and execution, man, is half the battle. We had a lot of people want to put together all the plans and keep learning, and sometimes you just have to, like Mark Zuckerberg says, is move fast and break things sometimes. And
Yeah, exactly.
the fastest way to learn is just to do it by experience and to put in the reps.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Just working through it and doing what I can when I can.
Yep. That's good. Yeah, it's when you're starting out, man, it's like getting a rocket off the ground. All the energy is expended in the first 30 seconds or a lot of it is. So once you get it off the ground, of course, things get a little bit easier the further you go. So
Yeah.
but yeah, it's hard because you're doing 10 different jobs and you're not even getting paid for one, really. But
Yeah, right. I just keep music my hobby and keep powering through everything, and it's really why I wanted to get this album down. So
yeah,
we could get that ship off the ground so people could start listening to us and have a platform to see us on. So
right. Yeah, that's good. And so what is the plan? I would love to hear. I know you said the album was released April
3rd
3rd.
on
Very
that
nice.
Friday.
Very
So yeah, we're just gonna keep looking for shows, booking gigs, and promoting that while we're already deep into writing a second album, so that's exciting. Try to get more and more music out there, and
right.
yeah, while I'm just in school for the next 3 years, I'm just gonna build that platform of music that people can hear, and then
Yeah.
once I get out, I'll see if we want to take it on a tour or something. Would be nice.
There you go. Well, yeah. And it's what, a 3 or 4 piece band?
The 4-piece.
4 piece. What's your instrumentation?
I play guitar. I did drums on the album, but we got a drummer now, so he's Ian Galloway is playing drums now, and Bon Weeks played bass, and we just have a lead singer, Bo Schoenfelter. So I kind of handle all the guitar work.
Okay.
we've had lead guitarists in the past live and everything, but
Okay.
kind of just sticks to me, I guess.
And if there's a somebody new on here that doesn't know your music, in like 1 or 2 sentences, how would you give an elevator pitch or describe what it is that you do?
It's basically, I took my grunge and alt rock influences, and some people say it's like a little bit of emo, but
Okay.
we also have, new indie rock influences. We played a lot of cover shows, 3 hours of indie music and like grunge hits and, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Just took all that sound and put it together, made it our own.
All right. Nice. That's good.
That's what first attracted me to Reed, was he started playing all the music that I liked. I was running an open mic up there in his hometown, and him and his friends came out and they started playing all the music that I grew up listening to, and I was like, I like you guys.
Yeah, I think I played Black by Pearl Jam, and you were really hooting for it.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites, and a song that I play a lot when I perform live, and a song that I absolutely love. So yeah, it was an easy thing for me to fall in, and really appreciate you. And you know me, I love everybody that comes out and plays, but if you're gonna start playing that 90s alternative grunge, that really hits me, because that was my, I grew up with the Grateful Dead around. Mom listened to a lot of blues music and stuff, but that was like mine, right? That was the first music that I really remember, that my parents were like, yeah, it's okay, but dad's like, it's not Judas Priest, right? It's not, it's no Scorpions. So, like, no, I like this stuff. I really, a huge affinity for, the Smashing Pumpkins and Incubus. So maybe like the later 90s, right? Moving in there, not necessarily early. Love Pearl Jam still, but Nirvana, Kurt was kind of already passed away as I am, kind of coming of age a little bit. So it was, man, it just love it. And I love that, like I said, you guys, you and your friends being able to come out and to perform all together. It makes me kind of giddy thinking about it and watching you guys perform, and now knowing that you got this self-produced album, and really excited to get into the music and to listen to some of this stuff tonight. You sent me 3 tracks. You said one of these that are on the album was a little bit older than the other ones, though.
Yeah, that one was released 2 years ago, April 5th, 2024. And we kind of showcased it at the Back 40 there in Mitchell. And it's just kind of been sitting around until we could get the rest of the album finished.
We are going to, and that was tomorrow, you said, right?
Yep.
All right, we're going to start there then, if you don't mind. Sound good?
Sound good. It's the first track of the album, so.
Perfect. Well, a great place to start then. All right, well, everybody, this is Tomorrow from the band Swedish Meatball, off there. So the album, Riding the Gravy Train, is the name of the album.
Nod to Pink Floyd.
Yeah, I love it. All right, Reed, here's Tomorrow.
good today, but I might be good tomorrow.
Fuck yeah, Reed.
Yeah.
Dude, that was killer, man. Self-produced. Like, that sounds better than some studio stuff that we've had on the show. That
Thank
was
you, man.
incredible.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Blown away. I'm so glad that I waited until now to have a listen to this. I can't wait to go listen to the rest of the album. Obviously, we got a couple more songs to get to tonight, but wow, man, that is awesome. Awesome stuff. Willie, I know you're a country boy, but what'd you think of our young man's rock and roll?
You keep saying I'm a country boy, but I like all genres of music there.
You're the
I
one
won't
who's
give you a
like,
hard time. I gotta
I
respect my
like
elders.
country music.
I got to respect my elders, so I won't give you too much of a hard time. But
I'll be 40 in a week.
I enjoy it. I mean, I like that style of music, you know, I really do. And, you know, I remember in high school when I'd be working out, that's the kind of music I'd listen to. And I could see that being into one of them playlists that I had back then, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely like a workout vibe. Gets all your energy out, and it's fun to play live.
Oh, I bet it is. I bet the crowd really gets into it, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Brad, what'd you think?
I thought it was great, man. Definitely, for me, it has like a Three Doors Down kind of sound to it.
Yeah, we love the 2000s and all those guys. Big influence of mine as well is Chevelle. I don't know if you heard of them, but
Yep.
really aim for those guitar tones and drum work. But
Yeah,
my expectations weren't that high for it, right? Knowing, a group of, teenagers essentially producing that, right? 18, 19 years old in their basement, probably, or some room, a small home studio setup to get something that was that big. And it just blew me away, man. I couldn't be more proud of y'all bringing that together. And you're only going to get better. I think that's what I think is so cool about it. Like the vocals, the vocals could be a little more polished, but how are you going to become more polished without doing, right? Like, how are you going to keep continuing to, like, you guys are all just evolving still as human beings, right? Like, you're still growing up. So I think you got a lot of good things. The sound was incredible. The guitars got a little bit of squeal in there on the guitar at a couple of points, right? Like, oh, okay. Leaning on the heavier side, but definitely undertones of the grunge and late 90s as things started to get maybe a little bit heavier. You can definitely hear some of that Chevelle and those influences all coming out. You guys are a really good melting pot of sound. I think it's really, really incredible.
It's like our Heinz 57. It's Heinz 57 music.
Pretty much. We get a lot of different bands that people say we sound exactly like these guys or like these guys, like, who do we sound like? But
I mean, I could hear like a little bit of like early Deftones in there, some really nice like breakdowns and guitar riffs, reticent of, even going back to like heavy metal, right? The Scorpions and Judas Priest and these bands that had 2-3 guitar players that were locked in and doing that. Now, did you do all the guitar tracks? So that's you overdubbing tracks in there?
Yep, it's me. All the guitar tracks on the album.
Yeah, and the drums too on the whole thing.
The first track, Tomorrow, the drums were done by our original drummer, Max Hart, but then the rest of the album is all me.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna hear you
Well,
on a couple of songs here coming up too. Multi-instrumentalist. You ever try to
Yeah.
do that live, Reed?
Oh no, actually, I did play bass on that song though, because we didn't have a bassist at the time.
Well, you did a fantastic job. You're such a talented young man. I just blown away by the musicality that you bring to the table. I've always been really impressed by it. Brad, what advice do you have for young people like this? Obviously, like they can't commit fully to going on the road and being out there the whole time, right? They're all, doing the smart thing, I would say, and getting educations and having, a backup plan, music business being what it is these days.
Sure.
But, what advice do you have for a young band like this that obviously has a ton of talent and some great songwriting? Like what's the game plan from your, because I know and Reed, for you, Brad has 20 years of experience in the business as a manager and a booking agent and everything that he's built with working for someone else, and then Stewart Entertainment Agency, now the founder of Music Mogul AI. And so he's got a background in kind of a lot of these things, so just wanted to kind of get his take on it.
So it's, in some sense, you don't have what a lot of the larger artists have, but you have something that they don't have, and you have the ability to focus on your home market, because that's where it all starts. And like, you can get streams and you can get all that stuff, which is giving you, global recognition and that kind of stuff. But your home market is really where you have to start. Every band has to start there because it costs less to travel there, so your margins are higher. So what you want to do is you want to focus on rotating your venues that you're playing, and the ones that you are playing that are what's called hard ticket venues. And I can explain some of that if you guys, I know Bubba might know this, and I don't know if everybody else does, but in the booking world, in the live music world, there's a hard ticket and there's a soft ticket venue. Okay. And there's a big difference between the two. And I was even going to make a video and post this on my LinkedIn. So you guys will, I made it today, but I haven't posted it yet. So you guys will see it, but I'm explaining about all this. But the soft ticket venues are, we call them menu venues. Okay. I didn't make up that term. My old boss used to use that and it kind of stuck with me. But if it has the menu, it's a soft ticket. Okay. Their main model is food and beverage. So they may have music like after 8 o'clock, or they have live music on the weekends, but they have the whole food and beverage model as their main model. So they can afford to pay you guarantees on the off days and can pay you more money just to build that initial crowd, right? You're not beholden to doing all of the marketing to drive all the ticket sales, right? For those. So those are very critical pieces of the puzzle. The other part of it is the hard ticket venues, which are the destination music venues. They have a stage and a bar, and that's it. They don't really sell food. People are there to see your show. That's it. And it's called a hard ticket because you get hard data, which means it is exact. So if you say I did 200 paid on a $10 ticket at a hard ticket venue on a Thursday night, you're worth $2,000 in that market, right? Like, no one can argue that. You have hard data on your band. If you go and you play a restaurant and you just say, well, I did 200 paid on a $10 ticket, and you go back to the buyer in that market and say, I played this restaurant where we had 200 people on a $10 ticket, he's going to be like, well, that's great, but I don't know. Are they there for the food, or are they there to see you? The data is cloudy or soft, and that's why it's called a soft ticket. So what we have to do is we try to blend those two things together. And when you're trying to put a tour together, you want to do the soft ticket venues on, Sunday through Wednesday, because they can afford to pay you those guarantees on the off days, right? It's harder to obviously sell tickets on those days. Then you want to play the hard ticket venues Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because those are the gigs that are going to move your career forward. So that would be my recommendation to you, is learn to blend those two things together for that consistency. And then I always tell artists, if you can find 30 venues, even 20 venues, okay? If you were to play 2 a week for three out of the 4 weeks, and you rotate those, right? So you have 2 venues every Friday, Saturday night. You take 1 week out of the month off, and you rotate them every quarter. You are essentially creating yourself a salary by just rotating those out. And then when you get the concert series and the festivals and things of that nature, those are your bonuses. So that would be my recommendation for someone in your situation, is to approach it that way, like a professional booking agent would, and you will get to where you're trying to go much faster.
The menu venue, that one's gonna stick with me too. And that's what we have a lot of, Brad, is
Yeah.
what we would call the bar scene, right?
Yeah.
And Reed, has that been a challenge for you? Because you're not 21 yet, right? And most of your band are still underage.
Yeah, I'm still 20, turned 21 this summer, and it has been a challenge. We haven't got accepted for a couple gigs, or it's just been weird. But yeah, like you said, like we've been playing these menu venues for 3 years, and we just kind of get sick of it, you know. Like nobody is there to watch us. They're there for the food and drinks and the live music. But it doesn't matter what band is playing. They're there for a band. And you know, we go to Sioux Falls all the time to watch our friends play in shows, and they, you know, play at the Icon, say, with 4 different bands, and they all play only original music. I'm like, this is what I want to do. I don't care if it doesn't pay to play bar gigs, because it's just, I'm sick of it, you know. But we try to get our name out there and do what we can. We play shows where they ask us. So
I have
Yeah,
a
and
little
we're
tip for
obviously
you.
limited as well, Brad. And I know you're probably not very familiar with the scene here in South Dakota and what we have. And we're very grateful to, you know, the bar scene, because it does pay, and it actually pays quite well for like when you get out to bigger cities and they don't pay you or want to pay you a guarantee at all. Right. So on the one hand, I'm grateful, but there aren't a lot of opportunities for the hard ticket, and especially for just like original music, right? And Reed, I was exactly where you were at your age, and to some degree I still am. That's why I'm not playing a ton of shows. I kind of show up when the money's good, and you know, I'm kind of itching to perform a little bit, but it's kind of few and far between now, for the same reasons. It's like I don't want to just be a cover band playing in the bar and grill every weekend, and it's really tough to get out of it, although I am very appreciative of it.
yeah, it does pay well, and you know, we had our share, and a lot of the bars we played in Mitchell just kind of shut down and went to crap. So we don't really have a lot of places like that to even play anymore. So
Time for some fresh meat out there, some fresh meatball.
yeah.
Can we quit talking about meatball? I'm getting hungry.
But so I have
Go
a
eat,
little.
Willie.
There's a few things that you can do when you're limited like that. You really have to make the most of everybody that's there, right? People go to concerts and they go out to hear live music because they want to feel something. They want to be disconnected from the 9 to 5 or 8 to 5, whatever. They want to get away from their job. They want to feel something. They don't know it, but they really are looking for a memory. They're looking to create something and be a part of something that is bigger than them, right? And that is part of what you are there to do, is to bring them into your world. Get them connected, get them, you know, you have to mix in, of course, blends of covers and originals, to kind of bring them in, but play a good cover that everybody's going to know, and then play your own song, but moderating that flow is a delicate balance. So you definitely have to learn to read the room a little bit, and I have another little quick tip for you. Do you have, I assume you have a merch table? Do you have merchandise that you're selling?
Yeah, we got t-shirts, CDs, stickers. So,
Okay.
yeah.
What I would recommend, and you may already be doing this, do you have an email list?
We sort of do, but not many on it,
Okay. So I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you some free consulting here. You need to set up your email newsletter, because that is the path of least friction to communicate with people that are coming into your circle. You could pay Facebook a bunch of money to boost ads for every show, or you could just maintain your own newsletter where you can reach out to people. When you have your form, you need to ask them for their cell phone number as well as the email. Don't just get the email, get the phone number. Because eventually, as you grow, you're going to want to send them text messages. Text messages reach your fans way faster and much easier with less time than an email does. Emails get buried in spam. It's kind of like the baseline. You kind of have to have it, but the phone is the premium model, right? It's just better. So if you can do those two things, and you don't have to do it a lot, just send out an email. Well, since you have new product out, I would recommend doing at least once a week. When it's not new and you're 6 months out, maybe you break it down to every other week or even once a month, and in their super slow time. But you should be doing that on a regular basis. And I highly recommend. What are you using for your email client?
I'm using Bandzoogle.
Bandzoogle. Okay. So, which is great because it's free. So,
well, it's still a subscription.
Well, I mean, I guess it's what, like $20 a month or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's giving you a domain, that's giving you the website, you're getting other stuff for that, which is great. What I recommend though is you create a QR code for your list. Okay. You can go to tinyurl or bit.ly or any of those for free. Doesn't cost you anything, but copy the link where you go to sign up, put it into those and create a QR code. Then you're going to print that out and you're going to laminate it. Okay. Because you're going to put this on your merch table.
Yeah.
Okay. And you want to laminate it because people spill beers and stuff all the time on your stuff. Right. So I've been there. So
yeah.
But make a couple copies when you do it. I even know some people that'll get it and put it into like an acrylic, stand or a frame, whatever. You can do that if you want. I just like to laminate it and put it on the table because you don't always have a merchant selling your stuff while you're on the stage.
Oh.
So people need to, I recommend that you do 2 QR codes. One should be to your email newsletter and the other one should be to your merch link. Because if you run out of the t-shirts or the whatever sizes that they want, then you can say, here, just scan this and you can buy it and we'll ship it right to you.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have a lot of that set up. All of our merch right now is just, in-person trades and whatever, but.
Well, and so I'll help you with that too. You can go to a site called Printify. Okay. You don't have to buy a bunch of inventory, nothing. It's all made to order.
That would be nice. Yeah. Thank you.
You don't have a box full of hats and t-shirts and stuff sitting in your closet, right? You just create it online. It's like a Shopify store. You just design the t-shirt, you set it up, and then when the consumer gets there and pays for it, they print it, they ship it, and they take a piece of the revenue.
Yeah, that's really what we need right now.
Yes. Merchandise it should be about 25% of your revenue. If it's not, you're kind of underutilizing that as a revenue stream.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of our revenue right now is from CDs and T-shirts, and since we
Okay.
haven't been playing a lot, we haven't played since last July, actually. So
Right. And man, do bundles. People love to know that they're getting a deal or getting a value. So tell them you'll give them, a tank top T-shirt, one for her and one for him, and a hat for $40.
yeah,
Whatever, but you can move more volume and make more money. And you don't have to leave. You could do that from your pajamas. You don't even need to leave your house to do that. So just a few quick tips that I recommend when I'm consulting with bands at your level. There's a lot of things like that you can focus on that are setting up the infrastructure and the systems for your business that will be the template for as you graduate and as you grow into all that, you will already have all that set up. So maximizing your time at the venues you are at and your time off the road is really my point, I guess. So
thank you. That's helpful.
yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. So yeah, if you have any other questions, let me know. I didn't mean to get off on that tangent, but I did want to give you some value with all of that because I've seen it work, and it can make a big difference in your revenue.
Yeah, we'll do.
And, if you can get some super fans to help you sell the merch while you're on stage, that's even better, because if there's nobody there to take the money, you're not making the sale.
Oh, yeah, we always got buddies and,
Yeah.
people
Just tell
hanging
them you'll
around.
put them on the guest list if they'll just sell your merch for you. And they're like, hell yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, all these tips are going to serve you guys well. Now that you're based out west, that your band would go over really well in the Denver, Boulder, Fort Collins scene. Little bit heavier than a lot of the hippy dippy music that gets played down there, but I think there'd be a home for you, man, and definitely learning how to network into those scenes online and to find those that may be more fruitful for you. I know you guys are still kind of separated from there, but there's only so many venues to play in South Dakota, right? And it's really easy to kind of get caught in a small circle, which is fine for some, but I see you guys as like, you're young, you're fresh, like you can build a nice little following in some of these places without having to be there all the time, right? It's so much different than when I was younger, that like if you weren't in the scene physically, nobody was ever going to be able to communicate with you, right? And then after I graduate high school and you have Facebook comes around and it becomes now social media is just kind of ubiquitous across that, and you've grown up in a totally different era than I did 20 years prior, that it's very easy to like go down, play a show once, make a bunch of fans, and then if you're doing the things that Brad has talked about, you got people down there wearing your merch, you got people that are on your email list down there now, and they're they're able to see when you're dropping new merch and when you're dropping new music, and it's I think you guys, and there's a lot of gigs in between you throughout Wyoming. It's easy to build a little mini tour together doing that. So, all right. Well, let's get into another song, Reed. This one is artist choice. So we have the other two that you sent me, Madeline Island or Fade, I do believe was the other one, correct? Yeah. So your choice, which one we listen to next?
Is there only one for the rest of the night, or are we going to get to both?
We're going to listen to both. You just get to pick which one goes first.
Okay, in that case, let's do Fade.
Awesome. Well, this is Fade from Swedish Meatball. And Brad, I don't know if you'll have much time when we say goodbye. So we'll just say bye now. Brad, thanks for being on. I know you're a busy man. Brad is right now in a contest called the Entrepreneur of Impact. He's first in his group. We're hoping to keep him there. It's got some really awesome grand prize stuff. So everyone make sure you get on, vote for Brad to be the entrepreneur of impact. We'll drop the link in the comments. Brad, why don't you go ahead and send me a tiny URL for that, and we'll put it in the comments too. So awesome, Brad. Thanks for all the insights tonight for our young friend here.
Thank you.
No problem. Yes, I have to leave a little early tonight, but I definitely will be keeping up with you. And yeah, if you're interested in any consulting or anything like that, just drop me a line and we can kind of go from there. But thank you guys so much for your support with the Entrepreneur of Impact. We are looking for the donations. It's going to a great cause called Gen Youth, which helps to serve underprivileged school kids with nourishment and food that they need to live active and healthy lifestyles. So please check out that link, and thank you again for the support. I will see you guys a little bit later.
Awesome. Well, you got a few minutes yet, so hang backstage and listen to this song, and we'll get your reaction in the comments.
Yes, sounds good.
This is Fade by Swedish Meatball. I think it's this one.
Hope I only see you inside my head. When I dream
Yeah, buddy. Great stuff. Great stuff, Reed.
Thank you much.
Yeah, I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed with y'all. I'm really curious about your the songwriting process for you all, because I know that, as you stated, that you are, the last remaining original member of Swedish Meatball from back in the day. But yeah, just really interested to kind of dig into your process of writing this album, and kind of yeah, digging into that a little bit.
Yeah. I'm always noodling around on guitar. I got a million riffs nobody's heard of, but when I'm with Bo, I'll play him all sorts of riffs, and a lot of things don't resonate with him, and he kind of picks and chooses, and when something hits, it hits, and he's like, "Oh man, this works," and he'll come up with a wordless vocal and work from there, and a couple weeks later, he'll send me, full lyrics. It's like, I mess with it too. It's really good, and he does a good job, and we kind of put two and two together. Normally, like that song right there was written pretty much over a couple days. We were rehearsing to play at Bradley's in Mitchell, and I pulled that riff out of my pocket, and both started singing along, and then you know I heard what he was doing, and then bounced back and came up with that little pre-chorus deal and the chorus, and then I come in with that last part where it modulates up to the major key, and I think it really hits. But yeah, it's mostly most of the songs just start with a guitar riff and wordless vocal on top until we can hone it down to something we all want to talk about.
Very cool. All right, I kicked Brad, but he came back. He must have something to say.
I wasn't sure if you had just kicked me out on purpose or if I just dropped out on accident. So,
Well, since you're here and you got a few minutes, give us your thoughts on the last track there.
I heard on that one tones from like Creed.
Oh yeah, we love Creed.
That's what I was hearing on that one. I kind of heard a little bit of that on the previous track, but for that one, there, I don't know. Creed was when I was in college, so it's a long time ago. But that was that was kind of a big album and a big band at that time. But yeah, man, definitely, I can see where you're going with it. There's definitely a good crowd out there that loves what you're doing. And I think you just need to really tap into them. Definitely, I'm sure you're already networking with other bands that are in that space, especially in your area. Well, maybe you don't have a ton in your area, but definitely try to do some show trades, with some of the other bands in the surrounding area. My only advice to doing show trades is when you do them, make sure that both gigs are booked at the same time.
Yeah.
Because if you put them on as support for you, and then it'll never come back around. I'm just telling you, I've been doing this for a long time. It never comes back. So
yeah, that's a great avenue to get yourself into some stuff in Denver, because all those bands are looking to get out of there. Right. And that's what's so funny is that you usually and I'm definitely going to hook you up, man. Obviously, that Black Hills music scene. I've been embedded in there for 20 plus years. That's where I began my career. And that was really, I can help you out. And there's a lot of great gigs around there that we can share. So, Brad, I know you got to go. Appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. Good luck with the contest. We got the link in the comments. Everybody make sure you go vote. Check out Gen Youth. And we're gonna chat a little bit more with Reed. And we got one more song to get to too. So have a good night, Brad. Appreciate you, man.
Sounds good. Nice to meet you, Reed.
Nice to meet you too, Brad. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. If you guys haven't liked and subscribed, make sure you do that. Please make sure you go and follow Reed and the Swedish Meatballs as well. So make sure to make that happen. And I will see you guys on the next one.
Awesome, Reed. It's been a blessing tonight to get to have you on, get to listen to this new album. I think you guys have done a great job, and for it being your first one, I think you got a lot to be proud of, man. You got a lot that, obviously still a long ways to go too, right? It's not perfect. And I'm sure that you probably picked this apart a lot more than I'm going to, as far as like, oh, we should have done this. Oh, we should have done that. And I think that's kind of across the board for any artist. You're going to have those moments, but I think you guys did a great job. The 2 songs that we've heard so far have been absolutely incredible. So this one was with you on the drums, correct?
Yep, me on the drums in this one, and Bon on the bass. So the next one, he's got a little bass solo that you can hear. So
very cool, very cool. Willie, anything to add here on that last track, or just in general with Reed?
No, I really enjoy what you bring to the table. I mean, I made the joke earlier, but I think it's really fitting. It is that Heinz 57 music that it combines everything that, I was raised in the 90s. So, when I got into school, that was a lot of stuff that I did branch out for a little bit and listen to my own stuff. And I can picture a lot of it in what you're singing and what you're playing. So I really enjoy it.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Maybe
kind
one
words.
day. Yeah. Maybe one day we can get you into Willie's studio when he's got it all set up. The band can take a little trip down to Missouri and kind of get away, and you can do like a few less jobs, right? As far as the album goes. And I'm sure that would be a treat for you to be able to just play guitar on it, right? And not have to be the recording engineer and the drummer or the bass player and the guitar player and doing all of that. Because I think, and not that all bands record live, right? Everything is pretty much overdubbed now, but I think there's something special when a band is able to just sit in the room all together, to get a little bit of isolation between you, but to be able to look at each other while you're playing as if you were playing it live, and having that recorded. And not that you won't go back and add more guitars and different things over top of it, but I think there's something to that. That's kind of how I did my album when I recorded it out there in Rapid City at Cottonwood Studios. That, the bass, drums, and guitar, like the meat and potatoes of the songs, were all recorded in the same instance, right? And not all the guitar tracks made it over to that, but the bass and drums were done at the same time. And I think there's something special about kind of capturing that lower end, that cohesiveness to it, that can add a little something extra to the next album.
Yeah, we'd love to do that. And like, just in the past, it's been impossible not having a drummer and not having a bassist around and what have you. But we play really well live, and everyone does their part. And we like that old school, technique, playing live in a studio. We kind of strive for all of that. We're kind of against all this new age, social media promotion and AI art and everything. So we kind of we love to, get back to the basics. And I think it'd be nice to play a live album.
For sure. Well, we got one song
And
left.
absolutely what Bubba said. Let me get done. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm doing what I'm doing for the independent artists.
What is that you're holding, sir? We got a new mascot, Reed.
Who was that?
Hey, this is Apollo.
Apollo, welcome to the family, buddy.
Cheyenne is over next door at my aunt, and he was whining in her room, so I had to
how do I not get a video call for, hey, I got a puppy?
I tried. We tried several times, sir.
You don't answer when I call you back, sir. Blame the puppy.
Me when I was elbow deep in homework, and finally got it all figured out.
Shit.
Finally got it all figured out. I had to map out a whole song yesterday.
Yeah, well, soon you'll be mapping out Swedish Meatball songs, and we'll be remodeling that house again to turn it into a music studio.
I already got that figured out. I have a hole completely upstairs that is empty. In the long run, that is going to be turned into my studio. So now, while Sissy is little, though, I do my podcasting and everything in the other half of my bedroom. So obviously I can't record a drum down here.
Yeah, we got big plans for you, Reed. We're looking forward to connecting you with a lot of
And
players.
if you're ever in Missouri, I know a sound guy.
Yeah.
That sound
You
guy's
and the
me.
band just got to get yourself down there, man. We got some pretty cool gigs and some great venues around down there. And obviously, you got Eastern South Dakota on lockdown. We got some friends around Kansas. So, yeah, when the band is ready to hit the road and to start linking some things together, man, you call us like 6 months before that. And we'll start hooking some things up. And maybe it's a project more for next summer, which everything is going to be expanding a lot in that time because I'm not in school. So I'm just like working and connecting and building out the infrastructure so that we can all go on the road together and to build this out. And Reed, you and your band are while not a direct, piece of that, right? I didn't build this necessarily for you. I built it for you and others like you, right? Like that's why we're connecting with so many artists and kind of doing that networking and being online and building out all of that so that you can just be a creator, right? And we can start to plug in these awesome bands and you don't have to wear all of the hats, even though you look really good in them.
Even though
Thank you.
we all try, even now. And that's why I was saying earlier, that's why I'm doing what I do, is take some of that pressure off of the independent artists. I enjoy it. Probably a little too much and it's weird sometimes, but I enjoy it. And if I can take something, and I'm not going to say free because I can't afford free, I can't live off free, but I'm not going to charge what these other places are charging. I want to make it to where artists can actually make a living. And if I can do that at a fraction of the cost, then, come to my home. It ain't like I got to pay a babysitter. I can't promise my daughter won't try to bombard the jam session because it will happen.
Oh, Reed, we got time for one more song. Tell me a little bit about the inspiration behind this one, Madeline Island. It seems like it got a little deep here. So, and I know you saved this one for last. So I'd really like to kind of hear, the story behind the song a little bit.
Yeah, I really think it might be like our most moving or emotional song. I always had those opening chords, in my pocket, pull them out at rehearsal. Everybody loves it, but and then Bo went on a trip to, like, I wish he could tell it himself, but he went on a trip to Wisconsin and went to some lake on which Madeline Island was in. And so he was sitting there, pondering the lake and wrote some very introspective and longing lyrics. So we brought him back to the studio and we jammed on it for hours and came up with that little chorus lick, the doo 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 doo. And we all thought it was catchy. And I came up with a nice drum part to fit. And, I let Bond do his thing because he knows what he's doing and he could draw attention on the bass guitar. And it's really emotional and impactful.
I love it, man. And I'm glad you saved this one for last. You know what? We're going to go ahead and play this one. I'm going to allow you. I want to let this one fade. So I don't even want to come back and do any talking after that. So Reed, why don't you go ahead right now and I'll just allow you to kind of plug where people can find you. If you guys have a website, I know you mentioned Bandzoogle earlier and everything, but kind of go ahead and tell us where everyone can find you. And we're going to play ourselves out with Madeline Island.
Yeah, you guys can find Swedish Meatball on our website, swedishmeatballsd.com, and check out, photos from the album and links to all the streaming services. We should be on all the streaming services, all the popular ones. We're on Spotify and YouTube, Apple Music, and make sure you follow our Instagram page. That's where we do all our updates and everything. We're on Facebook and everything as well. Just Swedish Meatball SD.
Awesome, Reed. Well, it's been a pleasure having you here. I'm sure you got some studying to do for your finals and get through the rest of school. And then it's music time all
Yes,
summer.
sir.
So appreciate you coming on the show today, giving me a little bit of your time, sending these songs along. We're going to be playing them on the Scene Projects radio as well. And I can't wait to have them on our playlist all summer. Absolute pleasure to have you, and looking forward to hearing more from Swedish Meatball this summer. Hopefully I get a chance to catch you guys live. If not, we'll just be bumping that album in our speakers everywhere we go.
Well, I really appreciate
for me.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you guys having me out here, and I'm really proud to have the music on anything, especially your podcast and radio.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. So we are going to say goodnight, but we are going to leave you with Madeline Island by Swedish Meatball. Make sure you give us a like and a subscribe. Follow us on all the social media platforms. This is our weekly new artist discovery show we call Love Noise. We so appreciate Reed Rankin and Swedish Meatball for bringing in their music today. And make sure you go give them a follow everywhere. We will see you here next week. And here we go, our final song of the night. This is Madeline Island by Swedish Meatball.